Hi everyone, and welcome to the first ever Coffee with Christiansen. Today I'm joined by three very special guests. My former coach, Clive Milkins, and two up-and-coming Grade 1 para riders, Jamie and Tegan. Now, the thing that connects us all together is the Riding for the Disabled Association. And that is why we are dedicating this episode to help them fundraise for their COVID-19 emergency appeal. Because of the pandemic, all 500 groups have had to close, but they still need to care for the 4,000 horses and ponies across the UK. That is why we're asking you to give what you can. The link is provided. Thank you, and on with the show. Can you just introduce yourself?
I'm Clive. I am a fellow of Riding for Disabled, which means I hold the highest qualification for coaching in Riding for Disabled. I used to run probably the best RDA centre in the world, South Bucks Riding for Disabled. And I trained Sophie from grassroots therapy right up to just a few medals at international success. So I'm very proud to be associated with Sophie. Sophie made my career in many, many ways. Her and her horses, Lambrusco and Gennaro 6, who were the best, probably the best horses in the world, and I trained them for Sophie. And then both Jamie and Tegan have had the misfortune to be mentored, educated, and had some training. So I am now the Canadian Paralympic technical advisor, and I travel around the world in South America, South Africa, Hong Kong, developing young athletes with disabilities from grassroots to podium level.
Amazing. I think keep it. Okay, Tegan.
Okay, hi, I'm Tegan. I'm currently 19 years old, and I'm riding at even Riding Centre, which I think is the second best in the UK. And I'm a Grade 1 rider, and I've ridden up to national level, and I'm starting as a power rider this year.
Amazing. Jamie?
Yeah, so I have ridden lots at South Bucks with Clive, and I'm a Grade 1 rider like Sophie and Tegan, and I recently did my first international in August, doing my freestyle and all that sort of stuff, so yeah.
As for me, I started with the RDA when I was 6 years old. I went to a primary school with a special unit attached for the disabled pupils, and the physiotherapists who came to visit us just so happened to believe in the benefits of horse riding for children with a disability. Now, when I first got on a horse, I absolutely fell in love with the freedom that it gave me. And, you know, at RDA, I did gymkhanas, and they even got me trotting. And I think as I got older and learned more about riding, they struggled a bit with knowing what to do with me, so I even went jumping, which, looking back at it now, I do not know how I did that. My dad had to run along beside me to catch me when I fell off. Luckily I was small, but when I was 13, a few people recommended Southbox RDA to me as a group that could take me a bit further and introduce me to power dressage. Here's Clive explaining how he talent spotted even at a young age.
I think it's quite easy. You just watch Simon Cowell. There's something, it really is the X factor. It's not about talent on a horse necessarily, although I saw that with you and with Natasha Baker and with Lee Pearson the first time I worked with you. It was more to do with the drive, determination, the accountability, in that this is me, this is what I want to do, this is how I'm going to do it. So there was no, for you, Tegan and Jamie, there was no entitlement. It was very clear. It was, this is the sport, I want a piece of the action, help me to be the best I can be with the talents that I have. And then my job's easy then, but that's the X factor, is this is me, help me.
Yeah, and I think it's quite interesting how these days there seems to be a bit more entitlement, like people have more access to power riders. They see us on TV and think, oh, I can do that too, which is great. We want more people in dressage, but it takes a lot of work and something very special. When riders come to you, how do you manage that level of expectation?
It's quite a challenge, because there is a difference between Paralympics and Paralympicism. And I'm afraid there is this thing, oh, bless you, you're disabled. Are you aiming for Paralympic Games? As you've said, and I've worked with you, and I still don't think I'm the former coach. I think I'm the present mentor as much as anything else. I think it is, any coach has got to be realistic. It took us 15 years to achieve what you achieved in London. And that was your third Paralympics.
Yeah.
It was 15 years of hard work, including 2 Paralympic Games, to get you to London, where we were fairly sure you were going to do pretty well. Let's put it that way.
Well, But by selection trials we were sure, but before we got there, I wasn't even sure I'd be selected because I hadn't got my mindset right. So
you and I both work with I consider the best sports psychologist I've ever worked with is in Josh Brooks. The thing is, Josh taught me it is a system. It doesn't matter if you're a 12-year-old grade 4 only in walk. The real key is, and it was a word Josh used a lot, it's a very simple word, it's called how. How are you going to get from walk to trot? How are you going to get from trot to canter? How are you going to get to a Paralympic Games from where you are now? And one of the things I learned with you, Sophie, and obviously with Rio in particular, was we created a system, a blueprint, and it's not a formula, but we created a system like mathematics that once you've done this, you move on to the next bit. And you accept that when you move from GCSEs to A levels, that's 2 years hard work. It doesn't come automatically. And the one thing that we really need is athletes to understand that it is tough. And when you get kicked in the teeth, and when you don't quite achieve something, or when you only get 49%, Ricky Balshaw is a prime example. At his first international, on one of my South Bucks horses, he started off with 49%. He ended up winning Paralympic silver medal, World Championship silver medal. It is hard work, and you just keep chipping away. Whenever you get a setback, when something goes wrong, you just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and you kick on and go again.
Yeah, and I think it was that drive that, in all honesty, if I hadn't have found you and found Clive, I probably would have given up riding, because, like, doing gym corners is great, but I needed something more. And when I found power dressage, I wanted to kick ass. It was something I could actually do.
Yeah.
And I think the pathway to the lower grades at RDA is invaluable. You know,
Yeah.
I did my first RDA national during foot and mouth to remember. So we had to do video or test because we couldn't travel. And I didn't really know what I was doing. I was like, oh, I won. So that was a really good learning curve. Then heartbeat to do the RDA Nationals. Was it there that I competed against Anne Dunham for the first time?
Yes, it was.
I distinctly remember, like, in the warm-up, waiting to go in, and she started circling me on her horse, and I was so freaked out. But I really learned a lot in terms of, like, just focusing on myself and blanking out other people.
Yeah.
So you spoke a bit about creating the right team around us. I do believe that finding the right coach is absolutely fundamental to the lower grade. That's almost the first jigsaw piece you put in. You know, when I moved away from South Bucks, the first thing I did was look for a coach, and I found Anna. And then from her riding ability, I knew the caliber of horse that I could then get. Because, you know, the horses I rode with you, Lambrusco, Rio, they match your riding ability perfectly. So yeah, would you agree that, you know, that is the first thing you rider needs to do before making that jump from RDA to power?
Oh, totally. I mean, you all three of you know my slight obsession with what does good look like. And I think finding a coach who fits your ideals, i.e., and a coach has got to match your dreams. And it isn't about the coach's ego, but it's about, I mean, you've taken me, look at my career now because of you. And because of South Bucks. But a good coach wants you to be the best you can be with your talents. And a good coach will help you. A good coach will mentor you. Most importantly, a good coach will listen to you. They will bring in their technical knowledge for horses and management and everything else. But a good coach, the athlete must be in the driving seats, and the good coach has got to be able to deliver technical ability. the good coach, as you know, Sophie, the good coach has got to, you know what I'm going to say. The good coach is going to sometimes have to discuss quite loudly at times. And a good coach has got to be a mentor and an advisor and somebody who can steer you. But you must be in the driving seat, and a coach must support you.
Yeah, and I think for me it always really helped that I knew you had my best interest at heart.
Always.
100%.
Still do.
So
Yeah, still do.
I disagreed with you.
If.
And, I knew you had a legitimate reason behind what you were doing. So yeah, that level of respect both ways I think is super important. So once you got the right coach in place, which I had with you, you know, I still look back at my time at Starbucks and realise how lucky I was to have access to all these amazing horses, and you very cleverly, you know, had stepping stone horses for me to go from RDA ponies onto, you know, ones that knew about how to do a dressage test, and then onto the likes of Rambo Rio. So yeah, I still miss that. I mean, how do you think without access to horses like that can go about recreating it?
I think this is almost a time to bring Jamie and Tegan in as well. The real key is, for me, dressage is about training. Anne Dunham is a prime example who, with her Welsh cob Teddy, will remind you that she beat you in Hong Kong because she rode a better test on a not so good horse.
Yeah.
I mean, Teddy was wonderful. Yeah, boy, do I remember you remembering that. Teddy was not the best horse in the world, but Anne rode him to the best of her ability, and Teddy did the best he could with the talents he had. And I think you don't learn to drive in a Formula One racing car. You don't start off as a 4-year-old child learning Pythagoras' theorem.
Really?
Yeah, well, some of you might if you're intelligent. The rest of us go 2 and 2 is 4. But the point is that you find safe horses with safe, sound, fit horses. Because Jane Goldsmith once said to me, the Brits are the best, not because they've got the best horses, but they extract every mark from them. And I think in RDA centres and coming out of RDA and into para, we have to look at the training of our horses so that ordinary horses ridden really, really well will still get 70% in an international test. 70% is still only fairly good.
And actually, I think that, you know, you helped me look at my new horse, Louis, and I definitely knew with him I would have to ride for every single mark. He wasn't like Athene or even Stella, who had that amazing movement. But he was just nice and consistent, and lo and behold, I get 78% of the win.
I rest my case.
Definitely. You're right, now is a good time to bring in Tegan. Just explain to me about your journey so far.
So I started at even RDA in 2005, so I was 4 years old. I started it mainly as a way of therapy to get me to exercise and stretch, because as a 4-year-old, I did not want to do gym or physio, so it was a fun way of doing that, I guess. After the first ride, I kind of just fell in love with horses and riding, and since that day I haven't stopped, and then I'm riding there for 15 years now. So still at Avon after 15 years, I still love it there. It's my favourite place to go. Over the years, I've ridden a lot of different horses, which I think is actually kind of a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm starting to learn what I like and what I don't like, and what's good for me and what isn't. And then recently I've had the opportunity to ride some very well trained horses, which kind of made me realise that I need to up my training more to get to where I need to be.
Amazing. So we talked about when you went to the RDA Nationals. What was your first Nationals?
I don't remember. I remember pieces of it. I think I was around 8 or 9 years old, and I remember it being very, very exciting. I was really excited to ride. I was on a very small pony. I remember that. It was a little tiny thing. Everyone had these big horses that were all lovely and gorgeous, and I was on this little grey pony. But I just remember thinking, let's just try it, and if I enjoy it, it's something that I could do every year, and it's just a good challenge. I think when I first started off, there wasn't many people in grade 1, so I was the only one in grade 1. So I basically already won before I even ridden, which is quite amazing.
Anyone that.
Yeah. So I'm happy that because over the last year there's been more competition, which I like. I like some friendly competition.
Amazing. What do you think is the best thing you learned from going to the RDA Nationals?
I think the best thing that I've learned is kind of how to deal. I feel like I've had some very good nationals and some not so good nationals, but I kind of learned how to deal with it in that situation. And even though the bad nationals are very upsetting, I kind of learned how to come back from those times and to train again and want it even more. So I think it is a really big motivational event.
Yeah, and you were telling me you did your first freestyle last year.
Yeah.
Didn't go according to plan.
No.
Tell us a bit about that.
Well, firstly, the horse that I was riding went lame a week before nationals, so I had to find one within a week to ride, which I did. I only sat on her once before for about 10 minutes, so it was a bit of a risk.
I actually went to a world championship from the horse that I'd only ridden for like 6 months. So yeah, I think adaptability is super important for all of us.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then you went to Hartbury. What happened?
So I actually think that it was the best that I've ridden at Hartbury on that day. The only thing was that we had to change the routine kind of last minute because it was too fast.
Yeah.
And by doing that, I accidentally cut out a movement that was compulsory.
Yeah.
So I lost points for that. And then the judge also didn't like my choice of music, which I thought was quite strange because it was a French classical piece.
It might have been because you had a different horse. So quite often I listen to a piece of music which is absolutely beautiful, and then when I listen to it like with a video of my horse, it didn't suit them.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for maybe not this year, but when it comes back, maybe next year.
Yeah, you're already working on the new one, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to kind of plan it while in isolation, which I'm just trying to get a base plan ready when I can go riding again, but hopefully it'll be ready in time.
That sounds like a really good use of your time. Cool, thank you, Tegan. Also, Jamie now. Again, tell us a bit about how you started riding, because it was a little bit of a different route from
Yeah.
Tegan and me, so yeah.
Yeah, so I started riding locally, not at an RDA, but at a yard, and they brought me up like any able-bodied rider to trot and canter, and I actually ended up competing against able-bodied people, which was quite interesting.
Yeah,
But
counter test.
yeah, looking back at it, it was quite scary. But you know, I got to the point where I loved what my stables, how they were helping me, but I wanted to kind of move to the para scene, because I love the idea of seeing everyone on a level playing field and having the opportunity to compete fairly. So now, after meeting Sophie, I was lucky enough to come up to South Bucks and kind of help me make that transition.
You were telling me that you went to South Bucks and then immediately went to the RDA Nationals.
Yeah, and trying to go back to the moment, but I remember going up there, and very soon later, I went and did the RDA competition. It was really good because it gave me that whole new experience straight away, and I just thought it was the best thing ever to kind of get out there so quickly, and how having that support was really helpful.
But I think that was a testament to what good stock you had, because as you were saying, it's so like people shouldn't assume that they can immediately go to the RDA Nationals or stop para or get to the Paralympics. So you must have had really good training before you got to South Bucks. Clive, would you agree with that?
Yeah, there was a basic with both Jamie and Tegan when I started helping you, because of the basics, either therapeutic center or non-therapeutic center. All three of you had a basic understanding of horses as living beings. There was an empathy with horses. There was an awareness of how to start, how to stop, how to make the horse go, or how to encourage the horse to go, not make. I hate the word make. The three of you already had a very good basic grounding in horseman skills. So it was easy to steer you on a para pathway, because you knew which end was the front, you knew which end was the back, and you knew vaguely what a straight line was.
So, Jamie, obviously the RDA Nationals were a really good starting point for you to kind of learn what dressage, grade 1 dressage was about. Then, like, what was your journey from there to competing at British dressage para competitions?
Yeah, so from the RDA, did all that, and I really enjoyed it. And I think the great thing about Hartbury at the RDA Nationals is that I think the environment is quite similar to the BD environment, and that it's you know, there's big arenas, lots of people around, and I think that really helps kind of getting used to riders of how the routine of competing looks like. So then I started doing some more BD competitions with South Bucks, which was really helpful, kind of going and looking at new environments and things and kind of getting more experience. And then I started riding biscuits so I could ride more locally and ride more often. And then that's kind of when I started doing things like the Home International, which was another really good experience of getting the system right of, oh, okay, this is when we warm up, this is the next steps. And that was a really helpful step for me.
And then you went to your first international last year, which I was at.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. You know, I guess it's a nice milestone to reach. Yeah, and I had a great time, and I think at this stage it's just picking out those things that you learn from on the way. And you know, I think the thing that's different from the BD to the international for me, it was more judges, and I guess the kind of there's different stars. So you were doing the 3-star, whereas I was doing the 1-star, and it's kind of seeing all the different levels and where you can go. And I think it's kind of a good thing to aspire to.
Yeah.
And but I think it's for me it was about getting the system in place. So the things, when do I start to warm up? When do I start doing my stretches beforehand? And all of that before really helps with now when I'm able to compete again, then I have this system in place that I can then use at different places. And that helps with the anxiety I'd have before I get on. And you know, I might listen to some relaxing music or read or something to kind of take my brain away from competing, so then I'm more relaxed and ready to go when I do.
And you were saying how it was quite a different thing to compete 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
Get your head around that.
Yeah, and it's when you go away, it's like you're not at home, and you're staying away, and I think it's just kind of finding different activities, because you're only competing for 4 minutes, and there's a long time in the day between when you next compete. So I think it's always good for me. I love to go and see other people ride, but then also to check out the arena and see where I'm meant to be with all my shapes, then I kind of get that familiarization. And that also helps with, like, so I don't get disorientated. But then I also like to take myself away from the arena and just have some downtime, so then I don't get tired, so then I'm nice and relaxed. Because I used to listen to you know, music to kind of really get me going. But then I kind of, but now I realise that the dressage is much more about relaxation than actually like high adrenaline scenes. So
yeah, such an amazing learning experience, and I think, yeah, there's so many events now for you to build up your experience.
yeah.
But it is your responsibility to have the right team around you. So what's next for you, Jamie?
Yeah, so I guess it's a bit all crazy at the moment with coronavirus. So I'm looking to go to uni in September. Whether that actually happens or not, we'll wait and see. But yeah, just hoping to go to uni and to be able to find that balance, like with you, with the riding in uni together. And I think it's great that you've been able to do that, because then that kind of gives me a footprint of being able to actually understand what that looks like and something to go from.
Yeah, and it's super important for grade ones in particular to, you know, look at things outside equestrianism. Obviously, everyone's different, but because we're so reliant on other people to help us, I was aware of from quite a young age that I needed to get a good education, to get a good job, to be able to pay for it all. So I think that's really exciting. You'll have some good fun at university.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're also looking for a horse, and
Yeah.
Tegan is as well. You've tried a few horses, Jamie, haven't you?
Yeah. I think I'm very grateful for the experience I had with Biscuit and the team, and but now it's more about riding different horses and learning different things from different horses. Okay, how is this horse different from this horse, and the width of the horse, because I particularly like narrow horses for my and it's just learning different things, and you have your competition experience, but then also your horse experiences, and I'm able to really build that up since I stopped competing, so that when I am ready to compete again, hopefully soon, like everyone else, I have both of those experiences that they can work together to kind of hopefully, so I can crack on.
So if any of you guys out there know of a good horse for Jamie or Tegan, or I know of so many other para riders who are looking, it's quite tough to find the right horse, especially for grade ones. Let us know. Because I can't wait to have these guys snapping at my heels. We need to find them the right horse. So thank you so much, you guys. Is there anything you'd like to add at all?
I'll go first if I may, because that's me. Yeah, create a system. RDA is an amazing organisation which is the envy of the world. RDA has built a framework for young athletes like a young Sophie Christiansen or a Jamie or a Tegan. It creates a platform. For some people, the RDA Nationals are almost the dream at the end of the journey. For the three of you that I'm talking to today, it's a springboard to education and international success. Those of you that in RDA, be so grateful for your coaches and the unlimited ability for horses, and please dig deep at the moment because we're all in a real challenging time.
Yeah.
And RDA centres are not earning money to finance and keep their ponies, which you will need when the lockdown is lifted. So, but any athlete, create your own system, guide your own ship, and steer yourself to success when you know what good looks like to you.
I think we might leave it on that. I can't beat that.
That's unusual.
So, on that note, if you guys enjoyed listening to us, everyone, please donate what you can to us.
Yeah.
None of us would be where we are without
None of us.
So thank you. Thank you guys. You've been brilliant. See you next time.